The early church fathers were right to declare that greed was one of the 7 deadly sins. One of those sins that really destroys not only the human soul but the human community and wreaks havoc for all those concerned. The New Testament writers put it like this: the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And what do you expect when you have a system of capitalism that is based on human greed and the lust after money? What do you expect to have good social outcomes from that kind of system? And over recent days and weeks and months, we've seen the evil of human greed coming to affect the lives of millions and billions of people on our planet in new and frightening ways. The system just goes skew-whiff when the evil lust after money is allowed to go unchecked. And we're seeing the likes of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the biggest mortgage companies in America, go belly up and had to be bailed out by the US government. Merrill Lynch being bought out. AIG on the verge of bankruptcy, could fall over at any moment unless they find an enormous amount of money to get themselves fixed. And a little bit closer to home, we've had finance company after finance company collapse, and that has meant thousands of New Zealanders have lost their life savings, their retirement income, the little bit of nesty they wanted to pass on to their kids, and it's a terrible thing. Take a look at Hanover Finance and the greed that's there with Mark Kitchen and Eric Watson. Just days before the company goes belly up, they pay themselves out huge dividends, while the people who trusted them and put their money in their company lost their life savings. It's a terrible thing. Look at Blue Chip and these investments where people, I guess it's to some degree the investors themselves were seeking for high returns and had some greed themselves, but the culpability really lies with the management of those kind of funds. And it's been some shocking stuff, all done in the name of greed. Now I'm concerned that as we come close to an election, that the country is thinking of electing in a national government and electing John Key as Prime Minister. And when we look at this man's track record, he really is a man that's motivated by the same sense of greed, lust for money, the desire to make wealth. And making money without doing anything productive really means that someone, the million-dollar lifestyle, the million-dollar houses that people like John Key's have, someone else has had to work to earn that. I'm sure John Key will argue that he did long hours and worked really hard for his money. But is his labour and his skill, has it actually produced anything productive? Does he really deserve the type of money that he's got? And I'm concerned that the greed that motivated him to head down the path he was in is the same kind of motivation and the same kind of skill set, the same kind of plan that he has for our country, to head it down a path of searching for quick, short answers to financial problems and really ending up and similar with our country going belly up as the company that he used to work for going belly up. People try to make money on property speculation, they try to make money and they're wanting the properties values to go up, so property values get pushed way above what they're really worth. Stock currencies and property values all end up being hyperinflated, and when they flop, well, we've seen the consequences. The whole system crashes, and where time will tell just how damaging this will be to the whole international monetary system. They say that this election's about trust, and I'm afraid I cannot trust someone whose primary motivation, and which has been demonstrated through the chosen career path, is one of greed, one in which he wants to make as much money for himself. And that just the recent events have shown that that kind of motivation really is not what we need to build a decent society. Capitalism must be kept in balance. It must be checked. We must have solid financial systems in place that ensure the security of people's money, but also ensures the security of people's lifestyles, people's social security, people's health and welfare. And to have a merchant banker running the country just scares me. And I really hope that the country has the sense to vote in a government and to keep a government in that has looked after the economy well, and for the time being we're doing really well given the international circumstances.